everybody, and welcome to another episode of Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where orange is the new black, but only after Labor Day. I'm your host, Chad.
I'm your host, Rob, and today we're going to be reviewing Netflix's new show, Orange is the New Black.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Epic Geek Out, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of Orange is the New Black.
So today we're talking about another Netflix original programming series. Netflix, as we've talked about before on the show, has been doing some original programming to get people kind of on board, which is
also
pretty cool.
Just to mention, they did get nominated for Emmys this time around, which is the
Pretty
first
crazy.
non-TV entity to get nominated for Emmys, which totally sets the bar
House
for
of Cards is another example. Hemlock Grove,
Arrested Development, they brought it back, revived it.
They released the whole series, the whole season, the whole first season of Orange is the New Black, which is from the creators of Weeds. Stars Taylor Schilling, Laura Prepon, and Kate Mulgrew from Voyager.
Jason Biggs.
So Jason Biggs as well. A couple of people.
Which they had an American Pie joke. If you watch the first episode, kind of look out for that. And I tried to see if that's what they were going for, but I definitely think it was. So
yeah. So the whole premise of the show is the lead female character, Chapman, she gets voluntarily, how'd they say, she turns herself in, but she was convicted of something, but surrenders.
She surrenders herself because
she was she was sort of haphazardly
she bargained
right. She haphazardly got involved with a lesbian relationship where she was actually had to carry some money for her girlfriend was a drug dealer, an international drug dealer. So unfortunately, she gets caught for this. She has to spend 15 months in prison.
I don't even think just caught. I think the point is that Laura Prepon's character, plea bargained out and got her to have time and things like that.
So this is all about this suburban, lady going to prison, not being able to be prepared for
reading books on how to go to prison before. So it's kind of setting it up like
fish out of water story about this character, which is pretty interesting. A lot like Weeds in that respect. It's the unexpected.
The humor is kind of there, where it could be a dark situation, but they find some humor in it.
Jason Biggs is her fiance, who's obviously not in prison, but that relationship is touched on, and then just her relationship at the prison with different characters that are in prison. So what did you think of we watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes, and I think the way that they film the episodes, at least for the first 2, and I'm not sure if they continue it through the whole season, is they kind of show the what she's going through in prison, and then kind of touch on moments in her life that either helped her prepare for it without her realizing, or had this juxtaposition to the moment that she's now going through. Kind of like in Slumdog Millionaire, how he hit a different moment for each question where he can recall that helped him out. There are moments like that. So there's a lot of flashback scenes of her, when she was in her early 20s,
and other characters from the prison,
and then other characters from the prison, seeing their backstory. This show, I did enjoy Weeds. I didn't watch the whole thing. I gave up on it. It just got too out of whack for me. But this show is fine. I think it is a good show. I think it's an interesting enough story. I think most of the characters are well done. Some of the male actors in the prison, I just don't get what their characters are, and we haven't experienced enough time with them, or I just think that they're just not doing a good job selling anything. The one, I guess, the chief officer, the older guy, I thought was okay. But anyway, so it's not a show that hits me on any level that I'm I need to keep watching it. But if it's on, if someone else is watching it, I didn't mind rewatching the first episode, kind of thing. It has enough funny moments, I think, to take it forward. It's getting good reviews and things like that. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, but I can certainly understand why people are enjoying it.
Yeah, now that you say that, though, do you feel at all it's sort of feminist a little bit? Because it does kind of, with the male characters, it does sort of not really, it puts a lot of them very stereotyped, whereas it really focuses on a lot of the female dynamic.
Well, I think everyone, I think it's a complaint about the show. It's very, just caricatures of people. There's the Russian lady who speaks in her thick accent. There's, it's kind of racist in different moments too. Not racist, but they definitely, race plays a part of her in prison kind of stuff. So I do think it just characterizes people in general things, and maybe we haven't spent enough time with the characters to get past that. But it's pretty generalized in the beginning.
Yeah. So I had an interesting experience with this show. I kind of caught parts of it. As my fiance was watching, she watched the whole season.
She binged and just went through it.
Yeah. So I think
thank you Netflix for allowing us to binge.
I think females are really gonna. Not saying that males won't, but I think in general that they will definitely latch onto this a lot. Much like Weeds, I think.
I think that this is maybe meant for more of that demographic.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. So I caught parts of it, and totally not my can of worms, so to speak. I was not into it. Unfortunately, the ending got spoiled for me because I did watch that, and now connecting the dots, seeing the first 2 episodes, kind of sucks because it's pretty cool if I were to not have seen that coming. It's a good cliffhanger. But yeah, I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would. I think that it has a type of humor that I wasn't expecting it to have, with a lot of it being about the relationships of these people. And, that's something that all strong shows are great at. And this definitely has a lot of that. Everyone has a very strong character, maybe a little bit caricature of them, but I think everyone has their place, and I can see the relationships working together. And it's really interesting. And there's not just the dynamic of, the fiance at home and her, but there's like, her trying to just be on her own and do her own thing and just like living through this. So I think it has a lot of promise. I probably will watch more of it. I mean, surprising. I really was not looking forward to watching this at all.
Yeah, and that's the nice part about Netflix is that you can now.
Exactly.
I mean, it is literally, they're all there. You can get through it. It's not a show that you have to really worry about spoilers for, I don't think. I mean, you do have it spoiled, so I guess it doesn't matter.
But I think that's just one part. I think the rest, really what the gem of this show is really seeing those relationships.
So I'm going to let you watch it, and then you can tell me if I should.
Yeah, it's
not
about
going to invest
It's definitely
time.
not a show about the plot, for sure. It's about the relationships and
spending time with the people that you hopefully
because like the things that happen in the first 2 episodes aren't huge plot points, but they bring out character traits of people, and I think that's what makes it a strong show.
And it's kind of them overcoming things and stuff like that. Yeah.
And interesting, and probably a good education if you ever plan on going to prison.
You don't. Well, but this is, I'm sure, nothing like what prison is. I mean, that is, I guess, another complaint I have about the show is, I mean, they have free run of the entire prison. Like, they're just walking around.
I mean, it is like low security, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how much.
But I think prison's a lot worse than this show dictates.
Yeah.
But.
So Orange is the New Black, surprisingly good, and I'm actually I want these shows to do well because I think it's a really cool concept. Some people might not like the fact that Netflix is doing this, but I think it's kind of interesting and cool, and it's really evolving with the times because it's all digital now. So I want all their shows to do well, so they keep doing them. So Hemlock Grove is another one I really want to check out. That's
I
that
don't have any desire, but
it's like a mystery. It's really like the bridge.
It's Eli Roth.
Oh right, cool.
Is involved.
So check out Orange is the New Black. It's on Netflix now. So it's that time of the episode where we like to give some geek thanks and share some wisdom with you. Rob, what's your thanks today?
So I'm just going to touch on my thanks from this week's earlier episode. Again, I'm doing Gishwis, which is an international scavenger hunt. Check out their website if you want to join up. We still have spots on our team. So the team name is Epic Geek Out. All one word. So if you're interested, join up, and I think we could have a blast with that. My thanks for the day is I got a chance to check out some of the panels from Comic-Con. They started releasing them, and I think that was a great move on their part to release the panels and just give people an opportunity to see it.
Except they cut out all the footage that we wanted to see.
Which sucked tremendously, but I think it was great. The Marvel panel especially, I just enjoyed seeing all the people get up there. I think Chris Hardwick did a great job as the moderator of every single panel that Comic-Con had this year, pretty much. But it was great seeing that. I'm so excited for the universe to expand, and it just makes me realize I need to get to Hall H at some point. But
yeah, for sure. Cool. I'm going to thank something awesome that I saw at Tech Demo from Microsoft called Illuma
I need
Room.
to see this.
I'll put a link back here, a video or something. Basically, the premise, I don't know how
take my money.
This will be. Pretty much. I don't know how usable this will be, but it uses the Kinect and also a sensor that's placed on your coffee table.
Nuts.
And that sensor projects, a bigger screen around the screen that you're playing on. Sounds weird in theory, but they do some really cool things.
In theory.
They actually can image the furniture there, so it can, compensate for that and put stuff behind furniture even. And then it can also just
ridiculous.
Like the one demo they had was just snow around, and you were racing. It was like a race game with snow, and like the faster you went, the snow would go faster. So it was just incredible, and just some really cool stuff.
Graphically, did it look good?
I mean, it's I don't know. It's weird because it doesn't. It's not like projecting on a wall like an HD projector, but it's still.
But the idea is tremendous.
Like explosions would come out of the screen. Looks really cool. You have to see the video on it. It really gives you a better idea of what it is. But pretty awesome, and I just love the innovation in gaming because we all think it's gonna be the Oculus Rift or something similar, which it very well might be. But stuff like this is cool too. They actually showed part of it too. You watch a movie, it can extend the movie beyond it, which is pretty sweet. So check out Luma Room, the tech.
Yeah, I'm just gonna need to start saving money because there's just too many things to buy in the upcoming future. So
yeah. So thanks for watching this week of episodes. We'll be back next week with some more epic geekiness for you. But check out Gishwish, our team. Check in next week, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.